their diet actually does come from their water source, and they basically do eat lots of different fish, shellfish and crustaceans, but these guys will also hunt on land if they need to. So they will hunt things like small reptiles and small birds, frogs, insects, and they'll even raid birds' nests for eggs if they need to. So they do have a big variety of food that they can eat, but the main part of their diet will come from their water source. So it's only when they really need to hunt on land that they will. Now we try and keep their diet as close as we can to their natural diet, obviously, because we want them to be nice and healthy. So we do feed them lots of like fish and shellfish and crustaceans, but we also will.
175 years of age. I've heard of a rumour of a Galapagos, an Aldabran tortoise at Calcutta Zoo that lived to be over 200 years of age. Really got to trust where that information comes from, but to look at the life of these guys, you certainly understand why. They're not running around 100 million miles an hour. They're eating their vegetation, they're eating their vegetables. If they're tired, they go for a sleep. If they're cold, they go and lie down in the sun, and if they're hot, they go and lie down in the shade of a tree. So it's a pretty simple life. You know, they're not stressing about too much, so that's obviously got to help them out quite a fair bit too. Actually, having mentioning that, and I keep bouncing backwards and forwards here, but while I mentioned age, how old do you reckon these guys are? Anyone want to yell out an age? What?
including dolphins, seals and even whales. A near threatened species, condors are falling victim to secondary poisoning, and to this very day are still salvage.
From a snake's perspective, now one of the first things you've got to notice, they do not see in colour, and nor do they really focus on shape, but more so the movement. Now if we take a look at the people getting around in the audience with the snakes today, you're also going to notice that the snakes do not have ears. So if you see a snake and scream, come on girl, not like that. Don't expect them to do anything. If you see a snake and start jumping around all over the place, and you're standing near one or even on one, that's a totally different story.
Into the crocodile now, and what we want to show you is how easy it is to live alongside crocodiles. To get into trouble with them, we need to make a mistake, and it's simple, it's in the water, at the water's edge, that's where they're dangerous. Now it's in the clear water zone, makes them really obvious. Keep in mind most of the time out in the wild, crocs are in dirty, murky water. So when they're hunting and stalking you, you have no idea. At the moment, I'm just tapping my feet on the edge of the pond here, sending out a few vibrations to Charlie. Now he knows where I am, but Charlie's got a bit of a mind of his own. In fact, he's one of the trickiest, well, we've always said for Charlie, he's pretty much the most psycho crocodile we've got here at the zoo. So if I look a little nervous, it's because I am. Most of our crocs will come straight out there for a hand feed. Once it's turning around, it's going to pop up and have a look. But Charlie, like I said, he's a thinker. Now if he breaks the surface, it's going to have 3 points above the water there. That's his eyes. Pretty obvious. Tip of his snout there above the water is his nasal disc. And then just behind his eyes are his ears. Breaks the surface like that, can hear, see and smell. From a distance you wouldn't even see the crocodile. But once they're stalking, they do it from beneath the water. Work off vibrations, membrane across his eyes, can look up and out and see shadows. His tail wind up. Not make a ripple on the surface and wonder as they get their prey is a strike at the water's edge. Alright, Charlie walking out slowly, don't you feel by that. He's looking at my legs. Charlie, look up. That's better. Charlie. You need longer arms.
Rich!
Dave, can you grab it? Alright, let's keep him moving.
Okay, Steve, the croc scene you showed all of us right here today. How to live alongside crocs. And he figured he could do that, not only could he save people, but also the crocs. It's really straightforward. It is when somebody makes a mistake, they get taken by a croc, and the poor croc suffers as well. Today, we are here to show you how these phenomenal creatures work. Make no mistake, we're looking at the ultimate ambush attack predator.
Alright, now Charlie doesn't normally come out over here this little pretty bit, but I'll give him a try, work with him a bit.
Man är bedövad på råken av.
So that tail twitching, that's where he gets his power from. And the crocodiles, they know this enclosure really well, and Charlie knows it's only a couple of metres here to the fence. And if he really wants to, he can get alongside me, he can actually cut me off. And when that happens, I'll have a really bad day. So what we'll do is we'll take him to the tail walk next. Now this is a natural behaviour. Crocodiles do this out in the wild. One of their favourite, look at little birdie. One of their favourite animals to pick off out in the wild, birds, but fruit bats. Fruit bats hanging upside down from the branches of trees. Perfect animal for a crocodile to do a tail walk and grab a hold of. Now Charlie is easily the champion here at the zoo when it comes to tail walks. Sometimes we'll get as high as this top rail, even higher. And he looks a whole lot bigger when you're right above him too. It's actually quite intimidating when he gets up so high. So, let's go away for him to come to the surface, have a little look first. Now Charlie sometimes as we move around, he takes his time a little bit as he's thinking about things. Unlike some of our other crocs which go straight to it, knowing they're going to get a feed, Charlie's always thinking and he's always calculating. But when he does things, he's one of the most impressive crocs we've got. Now their eyesight's movement orientated, and to do a tail walk, he will angle the head up first. And when he's thinking about going, you'll see that tail start to twitch. And right now it's just making me nervous. This is about one of the worst places you can get grabbed by a crocodile. They grab you on the arm, pretty much got two options, let him have your arm, or go back in the water with him. And we're land animals, all you have to do is sink to the bottom and just hold you there for half a minute. And that's how they go back to around their prey. Come on Charlie.
Alright, this is a really cool part of the demonstration. It's a battle of the wits. Make no mistake, Richie has to call on all his years of experience. Obviously he's working with and being trained by the best.
Here we go. See that tail already twitching there, thinking about it? Charlie, you can't come in here with me, he's looking at my head. You can tell it's an angry crocodile. Hear that popping noise? That's his jawbones coming together. Okay, those jaws there, about 3,000 pounds of pressure. That's twice that of the hippopotamus. Twice that of any other living animal. And the lesson here for us is very simple. Just don't climb out on anything which overhangs the water.
Definitely if you're out in Far Queensland and Croc Territory. Guys, we better show you where that is. If you take a look up to the big screen, you're going to notice it starts about 600 kilometres up north around a town called Rockhampton. Now it simply continues all the way up over the top end of Australia, all the way down into Broome in Western Australia. The warmer waters are where these guys reside. Simply don't overhang the waterway. You have to go out on the water, make sure it's in a big boat. This is the big things. Keep your distance from the edge.
Alright, let's get down land one more time. That's better. See how it's quicker that time? That's my legs. Fish. Oh, there it is. Alright, you notice the difference in the first one, he came out slower. That time he came out a bit quicker. He was just holding back the first time. He's a very calculated sort of crocodile. But out on land here, you can see him only a couple of metres away from him, and he wants to head back to the water. He knows that's where he's dangerous. He's got that big belly, short little legs, and he's got to drag that tail behind him. It's acting like a dead weight, it's slowing him down. Alright, so in the water, you've got bucklers and none trying to outswim a crocodile, and at the water's edge they can do that strike. So all it means for us, if you stay back out of the water, away from the water's edge, you won't come into conflict with a large male.
треба десь.
Ja, mu ne zaupa. Ovo pismo, ja. Ne me zezaj. Ma da se slučajno spotakneš.
Ja se nasmiješ.